Why do you do what you do? Pay-per-click marketing.
I like it because I get to use kind of both sides of the brain, so to speak. There's a lot of creativity involved with kind of the strategy and the writing and the landing pages and whatnot, but then the other side of it is it's very analytical. There's an overwhelming amount of data to play with, so I get to kind of appease both my creativity and my inner scientist, I guess.
Okay. It's consistent with what you are as a person, who you are as a person.
Yeah, and I'm really good at it.
What do your clients get out of it?
My clients
get
get...
You are the way you are.
Well, one of the other things that go along with it is it's very competitive. The way the system works, it's auction based. So I'm a very competitive person.
For each keyword or phrase. Okay.
Yeah. So what my clients get out of it is they have a competitive egomaniac who's likes to be creative and analytical, and he's in charge of trying to make them the best and make them tons of money for both their success and enjoyment, but also for my ego
right.
and my success.
All right. Sean, how about you? You became a videographer in addition to a lot of other fancy skills related to that. Why did you get into that line of work?
Well, I guess the easiest answer would just be that that's what seemed to come the easiest. I didn't have to fight it as much, or
natural.
try a little more natural.
Yeah.
And it just seemed to be people around me responded to it. I mean, that line of work, print design, graphic design, motion graphics, video, it's creative work, like you mentioned. That's fulfilling. There's always a challenge. I could get bored very quick if it's mundane, and I'll just lose interest, become apathetic. I think
So you need to be in something that's like, this is like a video game.
Constantly, well, even a video game is the same video game, unless, you know.
It's changing, right?
Constantly growing, changing, keeps it interesting. And, you know, if I get something where I feel confident in one area, I tend to then move out to a different area where I don't know as much.
So you're in an area that, well, all of you are in an area that you can grow into forever.
Yeah. And I think it's just that people like to feel a sense of ownership and pride in what they do, and feel like they could own it, or they personally made a difference, you know, and it offers that too.
One of the things in today's session is to talk about your core differences, the things that set you apart. You got into a real core difference thing in that discussion, which was you focus on our ROI, where a lot of people who do pay-per-click just focus on clicks and stuff, I guess. So how do you say that in the context of what you do in like 6 words that set you apart from another pay-per-click guy?
I think in 6 words, I really do focus on ROI. Would be my 6.
I really do focus on ROI, 7 words. Honestly, I do.
Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard to get those third-party pieces of data that Google doesn't provide. A lot of people are very hands-off.
You know some magic. You figured out a trick.
Yes.
People like to work with professionals and others who have figured out how to do something and have their own way of doing it, their own program. And one of the things that makes you unique to your ideal clients is you've figured something out. What is that thing?
Everybody who does what I do has this basic set of data that they collect by default. And
they do something with it.
Yes, but that data, the basic data, is not enough. You need the full picture. And I bring in third-party tools, and I interact with my clients face-to-face to actually get the full set of data that we need to be successful.
You've taken pay-per-click marketing and created a program by which you make it actually make money. Not just by accident, not just superficially, but considering all the other factors that go into it.
Can I help?
Yeah,
Can I
please
help?
do.
Basically, other people just track. You do more than track. You take the tracking and you show them where they're making money and where they're not making money and how to make more money.
I don't even show them. I just make them more money.
How do you do that?
So this is the example I want to use. I took over, one of my competitors lost a client to me, and I took over their account. My competitor assumed they were doing very well. One of the things that he thought was if a keyword spends, say, $1,000 and we make $2,000 in revenue from those sales, it was an e-commerce site, he was under the assumption that he doubled their money. That's incorrect.
He made them double their sales.
Yeah. So that data wasn't enough. I went deeper. I found out how much the products cost to purchase and how much it costs them to ship on average, how much it costs to pay the employees to do all this stuff, how much does it cost on average to drive to the post office to drop off all these packages. I took all that into account and got a number that is the average cost of a sale. And by you incorporating that into that $1,000 cost, I was able to go through all of the keywords that they thought were wildly profitable and identify the wolves in sheep's clothing that were actually bleeding them dry of their profits. And I eliminate them and focus all of our resources on the ones that are actually profitable.
You're a marketing guy who can translate a marketing message into visual, for example, visual results, visual products. You're a marketing guy, but specifically a pay-per-click guy who can translate the pay-per-click concepts into real money, not just fake money.
Yes.
Okay. That sets you apart.
That's my biggest challenge, though, is because what I do is very technical, and it's hard to take that into basic terms without sounding exactly the same.
Came through loud and clear last week that what you need is a simple message, not all this.
Yeah, that's been I had you can sell more, I can help. That was my old tagline, but it didn't really touch on all the stuff that I do. So I'm trying to figure out a new one.
Okay, so I think you need to use the word technical in your tagline, because I think that if you don't, people will always be confused. They need to understand you're technical. You're a technical genius.
You're not just a BS guy.
That's right. That's good. Yeah.
Not just a BS guy.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, but if you're a technical genius, not just a BS guy, I mean, I think it's something a little bit more classy instead of BS.
Yeah.
But same concept. You need to put it, because what you do is actually really, really technical. His is too, but he doesn't have to explain how to run a camera.
Yeah.
You actually have to explain the technicality of your business so people will hire you. And you're going to have to find a way to do it. You're going to have to dumb it down.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to do with the law. And it's hard.
And we'll get to that in 1 second.
That's
but
fine.
She's absolutely right, because the thing that it seems to me you need to work on most is simplifying your message.
Yeah. Yep.
I do this
thing.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. That's been my obsession for like a year, trying to
See
figure
how
this
you
out.
guys are the same? You're both technical guys, but you can, with a broader perspective. It's
It's
interesting.
interesting, because I had a misunderstanding of what he was doing.
I think I did too until now. So you need to find a way to dumb it down so anybody who doesn't even know anything about computers or anything about
Absolutely. People
who don't
Yeah.
even know anything will say, "Oh, I want that. I need it. I'm absolutely giving you my money."
Yeah.
Sean, let's talk about what sets you apart. And it's a lot like what we've discussed before, but I want to hone in on it some more. You are different from other people who do what you do. How?
Well, I don't know that I am too much, because I know that that's how they're deploying these kids out of school to be very well-rounded. And unless someone chooses to focus on just one thing that they did, I would assume there's other people out there that are very multimedia type of.
Did you have a chance to do worksheet 2.2,
Yeah.
define what you do?
Yes.
Because I'm guessing all the list of services that you provide on there, a lot of those are what you're telling me everybody who comes out of school has. I'm looking for what's different about you, because that's where the money is. That's where the magic is. See, what you just told me is, I asked you how you were different from other people, and you said, well, I'm not really. But we all know you are really. And what we want to do is, what we want to do is find out how you're different, because that appeals to a certain kind of client. And trust me, you don't want to appeal to every prospective client. Your message will just get too lost in the sauce.
I feel like I put a little bit more care into making sure that this is true to them, true to that person, and it's not just, this looks pretty, do it right now, that's what all the kids are into right now.
Why do you do that? Why do you put that?
Because everything is trending, everything trends, and we all seen things we thought were cool in the 90s, they're not cool in the 80s, you know, and sometimes you're like, whoa.
I used to be cool.
I don't believe you.
But if you get too caught in the trends and it's not the voice of the person, then it's just a distance. When you really identify the company or the person or their message, then it stands the test of time a little bit more. You know what I mean? And then also on top of that, they tend to be more happy and satisfied with it. And I think maybe I really am motivated by them being happy with it. You know,
Ta-da! That's pretty good. I mean, everybody wants happy clients. But what I get from you is it's an emotional thing with you.
Probably more, yeah. Yeah, than
why is that?
Than money or anything. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not. I respond well to that. Or maybe. I mean, if we were a psychology major, maybe it could be explained as some of my own shortcomings, and maybe I need that. Or I don't know.
To the club. Yeah.
I don't know how simple it is, but it's just that I don't respond well. If I was in a job where like, let's just get another one, get another one in this week, get another one in this week, and it was just get them out the door, I would hate it. You know what I mean? I need that emotional commitment, because I think that's all where the inspiration also comes from.
The one word that just kept popping in my mind is authenticity. You seem extremely authentic, and it seems like something that you really value.
I like that, and I guess nicely put.
A lot of marketing people can sell something to everybody. And for them, it's just, let's go through the motions and sell this thing. You're more than that. Mm-hmm. You've got a heart attachment to what you do. Wherever it came from, how does it show up in your work?
How does it show up as in a result, or how does it?
Either way, just what strikes you about that?
Having my heart into it.
Yeah, how does it show up? What you do for your clients? Because there are clients who get something, who relate better to that than other clients do. They're the ones you're after.
Well, it's similar to what you were saying, when they feel like someone's really listening and is interested in that. That people can respond to that.
I think it's that you invest in them, and it's good to have that kind of connection with your clients, because if you don't, it's like what you were saying before, you want friends. So really, you're making these relationships, and for you, business-wise, it will in time multiply, because if everybody feels that way about you, they will refer you to everyone they know if they need any type of videography. So that's going to be a good thing for you. And some of my clients who I've made pretty good connections with, like emotional connections, like what you're saying, they have referred and referred and referred and referred and referred.